There is a specific part of the world that almost every major superpower is watching right now. It is a tiny patch of land, barely the size of a small metropolitan area, yet it sits at a crossroad that dictates the flow of the global economy. If this one spot were to be blocked, the world's supply chains would grind to a halt within weeks, if not days. This isn't just about geography. It's about a new kind of modern warfare, where the most powerful weapon isn't a missile, but a location. Today, we are diving into the geopolitics of the choke point, specifically focusing on how tiny nations leverage their physical position to balance global giants like the United States, China, and Russia. We are looking at a strategy where being small is actually a superpower. Through the lens of our channel, KyneAndCo, we explore why the world's most powerful militaries are all paying rent to the same small governments. For most of human history, these locations were nothing more than treacherous waters known for shipwrecks and unpredictable currents. But everything changed with the Industrial Revolution and the creation of global shipping lanes. Suddenly, a windy stretch of water became the lifeblood of empires. Today, 30% of all container ships and millions of barrels of oil pass through these narrow straits every single day. This creates a fascinating dynamic. The region is vital, yet incredibly volatile. It is surrounded by unstable governments, proxy wars, and rebel movements. Yet in the center sits a beacon of strategic stability. Take a look at the map. You'll see military bases from countries that are supposed to be rivals, all stationed within a few miles of each other. You have the United States, several European powers, and Japan, which, by the way, often maintains its only foreign military bases in these specific spots. And right down the road, you'll find China's expanding military footprint. It's a crowded neighborhood where everyone is watching everyone else. Why are they all here? Because in the 21st century, control over the flow of energy and goods is the ultimate form of leverage. For the small host nations, this is their entire business model. When you have no natural resources, no oil, no minerals, and very little farmable land, your soil becomes your product. These nations have mastered the art of strategic rent. They realize that the great empires are racing to secure routes to Asia and Europe, and they use their prime real estate to get what they want. They trade sovereignty for protection and economic aid. It's a survival tactic that has turned some of the poorest regions into the most fortified hubs on the planet. But this balancing act is incredibly delicate. As global tensions rise and we move away from a rules-based order, these small nations are finding it harder to remain neutral. When one superpower shows up, its rival is never far behind. We see this in the massive infrastructure projects being built, not just as gifts, but as ways to create debt and long-term influence. Railway lines, deep-sea ports capable of handling aircraft carriers, and underwater internet cables are all part of this high-stakes game. The reality for the people living there is complex. While the influx of foreign money props up the economy and prevents total collapse, it also often validates undemocratic regimes. The presence of foreign soldiers creates a strange slice of home in a foreign land, where supplies are flown in from thousands of miles away, and the locals are often left as spectators to the global chess match happening in their own backyard. As we look at the future of global trade, these choke points will only become more important. We are seeing a transition where the old systems are being challenged by new, messier rivalries. The history of war shows us what happens when great powers compete over vital geography. It's often violent and disruptive. The question for the coming decade is whether these small nations can continue their balancing act without falling victim to the giants they host. The game being played here is the very definition of geopolitics, politics dictated by geography. It is a zero-sum race to secure the most important waterways on Earth. As this rivalry heats up, the role of these strategic islands and coastal nations will become even more complex. It is a fragile system, built on a delicate balance of power, and we will be here to watch if it holds or if the competition finally threatens to rip the map apart. This isn't just history, it's the headline of tomorrow. The world is getting smaller, but the stakes are getting much, much higher. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world's most important choke points. If you want to see more analysis on how geography shapes our lives, make sure to follow along. We are just getting started exploring the forces that move our world. Until next time, this is KyneAndCo.